Hey guys, welcome to ILG LCL Season 2. This is the Pro League, and tonight we have a match right now between Team LowEloHangout, who are on the blue side, and Team Nox on the red side. Both these teams are Bangladeshi teams, the top two Bangladeshi teams, and tonight will be the decider who is the better of these two teams. Both these teams have challenger players on each side in solo ranking queue, but yeah, it all comes down to tonight, the clash of the top two teams in Bangladeshi region. So coming in the bands, before I talk about the bands, I have to introduce my co-casters DJ Ram and IMZ. Hello guys.
Hi man. I'll actually pull you guys into the bands right now. So we have a Cassiopeia, an Ari, and a Sejuani from the blue side. That is LowEloHangout. From the red side on Nox Gaming, we have Zera, Cassidon, and Makai. The Cassidon band particularly, I am favoring because yesterday I saw LowEloHangout just go ham with the Cassidon. That split pushing with the Cassidon, he was 2v1ing, which was amazing, which was really well played. And I just want to pass this on to IMLIMZ because he's a mid main, and I want to get his point of view on mid lane champs such as Zerath and Cassidon.
Well, I think Forbidden mains Kassadin, Zereth and Zed. So it is pretty much an expected ban against them, and we do see blue side picking up the Morgana and leaving the Thresh not banned out. Kranko's playing on the purple side, and I think Thresh should have been banned out if Kranko's going to play on the purple team, because Kranko mains Thresh and his Thresh is very, very good.
Alright, so Todd, what do you think about the Wukong? I mean, Pandan Pocket is hovering over the Wukong, and I personally like Wukong a lot. And World's Law Forest has also picked up the Amumu. So let's just talk about jungle right now. What kind of champions do you think it would be preferable for them to pick up?
I guess Worst LOL Forest picks a lot of these AoE based junglers, tanky junglers. He mains Sejuani, and you can see that LowEloHangout has banned out the Sejuani already aimed at him, and the Ari was banned against, I guess, Numberon, and the Cassiopeia as well banned against him. And as you pointed out, IMLIMZ, the casting ban was against Forbidden Requiem. As for the jungle matchup, I'm not sure about these people personally, but yeah, both these champions J4 and Amumu are very tanky, while J4's ganks are pretty threatening in the early game as opposed to an Amumu gank, but Amumu scales better than the J4 in the late game. Yeah.
So I'd actually like to talk about the J4 pickup by Pandan Pocket. I saw him play yesterday. It was one of the best J4s I've seen. He maintained his KDA really well. Early on, he made sure to gank his mid laner, that is Forbidden Requiem. He didn't get first blood, but he did help his mid laner get back into the game, and that was how they won the game. And I like Forbidden Requiem. He actually played under tower for quite a while and had to come back over the mid course of the game. So I'm looking for some good plays from Forbidden Requiem and Pandan Pocket as a duo mid lane sort of thing, because Forbidden Requiem completely depends on Pandan Pocket to pull him through the laning phase. And I don't want to say that Forbidden Requiem is lacking any skill. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it helps him a lot to have Pandan Pocket right beside him. But throughout the mid game, Forbidden Requiem has been known to come back into the game real hard. He is one of the most highly skilled players I have seen in quite a while. But going to the top lane, we see Garbage picking up the Hecarim. We see Seeker picking up Kennen. So what do you guys think about this Kennen pickup?
Both these play both these champions. I've seen Seeker pick up that Kennen, and he actually beat I Am Goku, is one of India's best top laners pretty hard when he was actually allowed to pick up his main champion Riven. But in all fairness, Kennen does kind of counter the Riven to an extent, and so that was the case that time. IMZ, tell me about these compositions from both these teams. Do you think that the Victor, who's a low mobility champ, is good against such a AoE based Nox team with so much catch up like Lissandra, Mumu, Cannon, and even the Brom. I guess we have a disconnection. Hello, I'm Zed. Are you there? All right. DJ Ram, tell me about these. What do you think the Victor ban would pay off against such a AOE?
I would have said the Victor ban would have helped him, but then as I had mentioned earlier, Forbidden Requiem, he did play Victor yesterday, and he did well after mid game. But if Nox Gaming can prevent him from getting to their mid game and really just pretty much if they can shut him down before the mid game, then Forbidden Requiem will fall off. He plays really well after mid game, so that's all they have to focus on. If they can wreck him before that, then I would give the win towards Nox Gaming. But regardless, Synchro played the Civil yesterday too, and that came in handy. The team was pretty much exactly the same thing. I think Garbage played Hecarim yesterday, and Panda and Pocket was Javan. Shifu was Morgana. So I think the team's pretty much a replica of what we saw yesterday. And if they can pull off the same thing that they did pull off yesterday, I'm pretty sure the game would be in LowEloHangout's favor. But yeah, anything goes in this because, as you said, these two are the top teams from Bangladesh, and yeah, so anything does go. I also like this Lucian pickup by Cranko, but do have to remember that with these new patches coming in, Lucian is not as strong as he used to be. But I still like Lucian. He's one of my favorite champs, and the Lucian and Braum, as we know, the Lucian's passive, the double shots, with a Braum's passive, the Frozen Stun, will really help them at bot lane. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some aggressive bot lane plays. So we'll have to keep our camera right there. Number one has the Lissandra. I haven't seen Lissandra at mid lane in a while because Lissandra has been completely focused on playing top lane. I like the top lane Lissandra, but I also like the top lane Kennen. Lissandra versus Victor, you get equal amount of work. Victor will try his best to force Lissandra back, but Lissandra clears the waves a little bit faster in my opinion, and Victor should watch out, especially with his early kind of backward passive play. So that's something he should be watching out. But what do you think about the scaling right now, Todd?
Scaling wise, I'll have to give it to Team Nox because just because of the fact that they have so much AOE and catch up, and against a really immobile high damage champion like Victor, that team completely works. The Kennen catch up, the Mumu catch up, the Lissandra catch up, along with like a bunch of CC stacked upon each other, and not to mention even the bot lane coming with the Lucian and Braum is going to be like, it's the entire team has got so much CC here. So it basically depends of Forbidden Requiem can play around all that bunch of CC, and he could put out the damage he's expected to do. Also, I'm surprised about the fact that in this matchup, the AD carry has been replaced by Cranko, who actually main support, and he's actually a member of Ruthless Gaming. Today, he's playing for Team Nox as a substitute or a stand-in, and he's playing AD carry. Support is his main role, but support AD carry. They're both bot lane champions. I have seen Cranko play a successful AD carry as well. It's his second best role after support. So it will be evident today if his second best role is good enough for this really a high priority match.
So we did see that Hecarim picked up the Ignite along with the Teleport. So we will be seeing some aggressive plays at top. I'm hoping you'll be seeing some aggressive plays at top. Do you think Amumu will focus on getting the top lane, because considering that Hecarim doesn't have flash? I mean, we do see a lot of Hecarims going Ignite Teleport because of the movement speed that he possesses. But do you think Amumu will be focusing top lane because of the simple fact that Hecarim doesn't have a flash?
It's yet to be seen. The way Hecarim tops play is they not only does he have basic high movement speed, they usually start off with movement speed twins to give them some extra mobility. They start off with level one boots and so on. So it's basically a high mobility champ, that Hecarim. That's why they even pick the flash, and not just that, his E spell, which actually gives him an even higher movement speed. It's basically equivalent to a flash. He actually rushes out. But if he's actually stunned out before he could, rush out, so with the help of Kennan's passive, the three. I'm not sure what it's called exactly, but if Kenan can actually use his combo right and stun Hecarim while he's trying to dash out, and if Amumu shows up at that instant, the Hecarim will actually go down. So though teleport Hecarim, teleport ignite is the way to go on Hecarims usually. Since they have a bunch of stuns, I'm not sure if ignite is the right way to go. He could have even picked up flash for this very matchup, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for a lot of chain CC from both the teams, like with Morgana. Well, Silver's not CC, but she does have a Q. And her, I think it's E or W, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I'm looking for a lot of chain CC from both the teams. If Amumu, as you said, can chain his CC along with Kennan's stun, that will definitely come in handy at top lane. It's the same thing with Lissandra. I actually think if they want to focus someone, they should go about focusing someone like Lucian right now, because as soon as Lucian goes down, if LowEloHangout could focus the Lucian and take him down and then go on the Lissandra, they have a high chance of winning these team fights easily. But regardless, I think it would be the same thing if it was the other way around. If Lissandra can lock down the Sivir or Forbidden Requiem on this Victor, then the game would turn around in their favor. So I'm looking for a lot of these pick sort of centric plays. So if they can take down Forbidden Requiem or Synchro on the Sivir, then the game would be in favor of Nox. So they should really be watching out for LowEloHangout, and LowEloHangout should be watching out for number one right now. But regardless, we know for a fact that LowEloHangout loves the split pushing, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of split pushing from Hecarim, and pretty much only Hecarim right now, because it doesn't seem like anyone else can possibly split push. So yeah, let's hope to see something like that. But right now in the game, we just see some passive laning. Lizard taking a binding to the face, but nothing big. Synchro's just landing some poke on Cranko, but he's giving it back just as much as he receives. Forbidden Requiem is actually playing kind of aggressive. Yesterday he was playing pretty passive. I guess he's learned his lesson. Playing passive did not get him anywhere. He had to stand under the tower. And today he's playing really, really aggressive. At the top lane, Garbage is standing right on top of the minions, which is the way to play top lane. If you want to zone out the enemy top lane, and you want to be standing on top of the minions and farming out so they can never come close to you. Panda and Pockets just picked up his red buff and moving on to Wolves, probably smiting out the wolf and going B. We see a teleport from Hecarim. He's teleporting bot lane. We might be seeing an early kill on Cranko. Garbage gets stunned up, and we see another teleport from Kenan down to the bot lane. Seeker's going on Garbage. We might see Garbage going down to Cranko. My god, Garbage actually takes down the Braum on his way to his death. This was amazing play. What do you think about that misplay by Team Nox right there?
Yeah, it was pretty chaotic right there. It was in the end of the day. At the end of the day, it was a one for one exchange. Both teleports were blown, and two flashes were burnt on two of the bot laners. Cranko burnt his flash while Morgana burnt her flash. Cranko is playing a Lucian, so he still has a dash for a little bit of escape, whereas Morgana has to rely on her spell shield. So basically it was an even trade, I guess. But I guess if Team Nox's bot lane played it a little better, not getting baited by that heal from Synchro, they could have actually, come off better on that trade. They tunneled into the Morgana too much that They just took a lot of free hits from the severe, the entire duration, and that's basically why it was an even trade when it could have possibly went in the favor of Team Nox.
Definitely. What I think is, Kennen did have the chance to take down the Hecarim before Hecarim took down the Braum. So Kennen wanted to leave the kill for Kranko to get him fed early, and that was a misplay. I would have hoped that didn't happen. It was still worth because it was Hecarim down for Braum, but yeah, they could have. That was kind of sloppy on Team Nox's part. Maybe next time, if there is a kill present, just take it rather than take it in such circumstances. When the game is, especially these first blood trades, it doesn't matter who gets it immediately because unless and otherwise, you're okay. Actually, we see Kranko just take a binding to the face. We might see him go down. No, Kranko walks straight out. We actually see Black Shield on Synchro. Synchro's going aggressive on Kranko. Might see Kranko going down right now. No, Synchro actually gets stunned up by Braum's passive. Kranko takes him down. That's 2 kills towards Nox now. And Kranko has both the kills. But just going back to the early misplay, yeah, that first blood misplays. It does matter who gets it, but not in those circumstances. We actually saw that Kranko and Lizard were both really low during their first blood. And I think Kennen should have just finished off the Hecarim. We know that Hecarim can suddenly dish out damage and take a kill. We actually see a misplay at top by Panda and Pocket. He used his Q before using his flag, so that was his mistake, but that's alright. Yeah, so okay, we actually see another gank at mid lane by Versatile Forest. Forbidden Requiem just has to stun him up.
Forbidden Requiem is level 6. He could actually pick up a kill onto the Amumu. Amumu has been forced to flash out.
He's actually going really aggressive on Number. He just bursts him down. Number just got burst down immediately. And do you think the flash was required by Forbidden Requiem?
Yeah, indeed. Because without the flash, you wouldn't have gotten in range for that ultimate to actually do damage. Because, I mean, the ultimate, the way Victor's ultimate works is, the closer he is to the target, the faster his ultimate moves. So you need to be a little closer to Lissandra for it to, travel faster and, do that damage. So yeah, the flash was worth it, and it was. And the end of the day, he did get a kill for it. So all in all, it was worth it. But the fact that Victor doesn't have a flash in the mid lane against a Lissandra and a Mumu, it's pretty likely that he's going to get ganked in the next 2-3 minutes. For sure.
Yeah, we already know that Versatile Forest will try to gank for number 1. Forbidden Requiem is definitely playing a great game. You actually see Shifu might get stunned up. No, Shifu doesn't get stunned up, but yeah, so that was definitely worth it, as you said, Todd, because I was actually just inquiring because I was wondering if the flash was necessary, that's all. We actually see Lizard getting stunned up, and Lizard will go down to Morgana, the bloodthirsty support kill. I always love the support kills. But yeah, Forbidden Requiem, he actually did take down both flashes, one from Numberon and one on Versatile Forest, at the point where you said that Versatile Forest might go down. But yeah, so Versatile Forest blew his flash, Numberon blew his flash. You actually see Versatile just coming in from behind Victor. No, he's actually going straight to the enemy red buff. No, he's going back behind Victor. He might be just clearing up the pink ward and probably will back off. He might take some damage from Forbidden Requiem. No, he doesn't. Kranko's going aggressive on Shifu. We might see a great binding. Kranko actually gets bound. That was an amazing. That was actually a misplay from Kranko, in my opinion. He did not see where it was going. The fight is still going. Synchro might get. Okay, there's a pause in right now, but we might be seeing Synchro go down just after the pause is done. But yeah, I think that was a misplay from Kranko. What do you think that was?
Actually, that was a damn good binding coming out of Shifu, because Shifu, he knew that Kranko has his dash, his E, and he did realize that Kranko doesn't have a flash, or he has his E. So basically, he knows he anticipated in which direction Kranko will E out, and he threw his bind right there. Kranko was looking at Morgana's binding to come out, and he just dashed away, and the prediction from Shifu on that Morgana was just perfect. He just binded him right where he eat out. So that was a very good binding, in my opinion, than a misplay from Kranko.
Yeah, no doubt that Shifu is a highly skilled player. But at the same time, I would have hoped that Cranko would have waited a second more just to see where that binding is going. Yeah, but at that point, okay, we actually see an unpause, and we might see Synchro go down. No, Synchro does not go down. Packet and Panda and Packet is actually in the middle of the fight. We actually see Garbage take down the Amumu. Lizard might be the next one to go down. We see Seeker actually go down. So that's a triple kill for Garbage. Forbidden Requiem is still going hard on he's chasing under tower, but he does not take any tower shots. He actually backs off. That was a chaotic fight. We see that LowEloHangout has just come back into the game pretty hard. They've got 7 kills over the 4 kills in Nox Gaming, so that was a really good fight for LowEloHangout. There is no chance to take down the dragon because Panda and Pocket had to go back to base. So yeah, he actually died in that fight. So
yeah, the jungler died.
Yeah, so Panda and Pocket actually did go down. So just talking about that kill down bot lane on Cranko, there is no doubt that Shifu is a highly skilled player. I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say that bind was one of the best that I've seen. But yeah, Cranko could have waited for a little longer. I know if I was in Cranko's position, I would have died way earlier. But just saying, if at this stage or at this level of gaming, an ADC should not get too stressed out immediately. So I think that was just a panic from Cranko and he went straight into the binding. But that was a good anticipated binding from Shifu. He's a highly skilled player, definitely one of the best. Right now, Number1 has the red buff on him, and Verslol is again at the mid lane. You're right about this, Todd. How much Verslol is just focusing this mid lane. He's been he's cleared out wards every single minute at this mid lane. So what do you think about Verslol for his performance right now?
He is focusing on the mid lane for a reason. Like I've said, that Victor does have no escape other than he has got a cleanse, and he has no other reliable escape. He does have his W of huge stun, but they can just flash over it or even dash over it, or even if Amumu manages to land his Q, that stun will be pretty useless. So yeah, the mid lane will be the ideal lane for Verslol Forest to actually camp. Meanwhile, Verslol Forest does ult on the top lane. Hecarim, as we mentioned, but he still ults away. That's exactly why it's still strong though. Meanwhile, the mid lane, the entirety of team LowEloHangout has joined in the top lane as well, and as Verslol Forest will get taken out thanks to the turret damage and Hecarim just last hitting him before he could get executed. And a lot of action coming in at the same time in both the top and bot lane, as Forbidden Requiem is actually roaming with that Victor, as opposed to you normally expect a Lissandra to roam more than Victor. Victor is usually one of the passive champs, who just sits in the lane and farms. But considering that the Victor is ahead in terms of farm and kills than the Lissandra, he feels more confident to be moving around the map than the Lissandra.
Yeah, I think the Victor is actually, Forbidden Requiem has actually picked up his game a lot more, because yesterday he was struggling at mid lane and early on in the game against the Cassiopeia. He took quite a bit of damage and had to be shoved under tower until he got ganks from Panda and Pocket. So he didn't want to force Panda and Pocket to continuously gank mid lane, and that's actually helping him a lot. Panda and Pocket has been able to gank the top lane and bot lane and successfully get kills for his team and actually change the game around for them. So this is definitely good play from the Victor, and I have to say that he's been extremely essential in this, possible win against Nox. So we actually see Garbage waiting around the wings of the bot lane. This is surprising considering he should be at the top lane. Okay, there's another pause right now. But yeah, Garbage is just waiting in the bot lane. He doesn't have his teleport up to go to the top lane, but I think Panda and Pocket might be covering for him soon enough. We also see Cannon just in that top tri-bush. I don't know what his plan is right now, but he might just run back top lane, just clear out the wave. So yeah, so let's talk about these items now, Todd. We actually see Lucian with a BF sword. Sivir is actually quite she's pretty much in the same boat right now. She has a BF sword and a pickaxe, just like Lucian has a BF sword and a pickaxe. So they're both going pretty equally. Lucian has 84 CS to Sivir's 82 CS. The junglers, I think Jarvan's performance has been exceptional in this game. He's done really, really well. As you said, the mid lane, there's a 20 CS deficiency. What do you think where do you think this mid lane is going right now?
I guess it's because Victor 1v1 is slightly stronger as long as he manages to hit his lasers right. Because Lissandra's Q has a slightly lower range as opposed to a longer range Victor's E. And Victor can actually shield out a little bit of the damage with his Q because his Q actually gives him a little bit of shield as well. So basically, Victor will be able to trade better one-on-one, but it all comes down to the ganks. If he gets ganked, he'll be the one in the receiving end. Meanwhile, Hecarim goes aggressive onto Lucian, but he'll just dash away to safety. So basically, Hecarim being shown up in the bot lane without teleport is just going to deny him a lot of CS at the moment. He was counting on killing the bot lane and then making his way onto the dragon and possibly taking that dragon. But that's just resulting in him doing pretty much nothing at the moment. As you can just see, he's confused what to do at the moment. Hecarim is just clearing out a pink ward in the middle of the map, but we're missing out on a lot of farm and experience, whereas Panda in pocket is getting a little bit of it. But yeah, Kenan is having a good time knowing that Hecarim is far away from his lane for the next couple of seconds. So he's putting on a lot of poke against Jarvan as well. But knowing that there are two people on top now, Kenan wisely teleports to the bot lane. This should be a bot lane gank, probably aimed at a dragon as well, and that will result in Synchro going down. Morgana might go down as well. Her ult will proc. Garbage's teleport has just come up in time, but he just joined in the last second into the teleports into 4 members. We'll just be forced to run away without doing any much damage whatsoever. And meanwhile, we see Jarvan as well walking his way all the way from top lane. Lissandra getting caught. Forbidden Requiem forced to flash. Lissandra will be taken out by the Jarvan. Jarvan running from 4 members of Team Nox, and this should actually mean a free dragon giveaway for Team Nox. Yeah, that was actually very well played by Team Nox, knowing that there were 2 people in top. Kenan TP. He knew that he would at least get a kill onto that bot lane because 2 people were top lane, and the entirety of Team Nox did make their way to the bot lane. They thought of killing the bot lane and going to the dragon, but since Hecarim's teleport just came up right in the nick of time, he did join at the end of the fight, though he wasn't able to do much. He at least managed to stop the dragon. So that was, despite all that chaos, it was just a 1 kill on to Synchro.
Well, that was chaotic. The past couple of minutes, it's been pretty chaotic. Just talking about the lead that LowEloHangout has, you can just see the number of wards that they put up on this map. I can't even count. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wards on the map, of which 2 are pink. Whereas Nox Gaming only has 3, 4 wards now, and that's just being put up right now. So this is the huge lead. This is the amount of lead that LowEloHangout has right now, and I can only see it getting bigger as time progresses. We actually see number one on the wrong side, and we see Worslaw definitely in the wrong side. He might.
Unless he
number one will be going down, but he actually passes out. We might still see him going down. He gets smited out by Panda and Pocket. Lizard is the next one on the menu, but he escapes, just walks away. He has to flash out. Kranko's trying to go in, but I don't think he would want to because he's pretty lonely around there. We actually see Kenan on the wings. Garbage is here for backup. We will probably see the first dragon going down to LowEloHangout. Garbage is just clearing out a ward, pretty aggressive. Seeker's going pretty aggressive. He stuns up Garbage. Seeker might be going in, but he decides not to. This is actually bad for LowEloHangout right now. They just leashed out the dragon for Team Nox, and Forbidden Requiem's going back into just poke, but the dragon is still warded up. There is still another ward right in the pit of the dragon. I don't think either of them will be favoring the dragon, but no, Nox does go for the dragon right now. Mumu's tanking it up. There is no contestation from, there is a contestation from Team LowEloHangout right now, but no, they decided to back off. They could not steal the dragon out, and they had to back off. What do you think about what just happened at the Dragon?
Team in LoElo actually backed out wisely because the Hecarim was not in place, and they did realize that Team Nox, looking at the composition, they have 3 AoE AP burst coming in with that Amumu, with the Lissandra, and with the Kennen. So basically, and you did see that LowElo was just all clumped up in the bot lane. They didn't want to fight, 5v5 fight in such a close area, because they will get AoE despite being ahead. It will not matter because they'll be stunned out the entire duration. So I guess they did make a wise call at the end of the day, and knowing that they are still ahead in the game, they gave it up.
We actually see an engage onto Versatile. We see Panda and Pocket just going down. Number 1 is being engaged on, and Forbidden Requiem takes him down. So Garbage playing really well, taking down Number 1 when Panda and Pocket went down. Versatile actually nearly went down, but he just walked away from the fight. He got pretty antsy. He does blow his flash, and Number 1 didn't have his flash, so that was a pretty aggressive play, but I guess he just mistimed everything. We actually see Victor take down the Braum. Braum was caught up by both Shifu and Synchro just near the Baron pit, and well, I think Nox sort of just fell apart, and they stopped watching the map for a bit, and that cost them 2 kills now, 2 deaths now, and Kranko's just going to be clearing up the mid lane. Yeah, so both Kranko, the binding just misses on Kranko. But yeah, both ADCs have completed their Infinity Edge now, so it's probably time that they start going aggressive. And Hecarim has his Trinity first, and he's making plays all over the map. So Hecarim pickup was definitely great. Victor's 404 now. This Victor is paying off so many dividends for Team LowEloHangout. Just see Panda and Pocket just clearing out some walls with the sort of help with the support. We see the mid lane tower go down, so that's all the front line towers going down for Team Nox. And even though they're 1 dragon ahead, they're still far behind. They're 8k gold down behind in 19 minutes. And with this season, I mean, with this season, the dragons don't give any cash, so it's not like before. And yeah, so 8k is quite a lot of money to be down by, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing LowEloHangout just push into a tower, which they'll probably be planning on doing right now. But what do you think now about this Lissandra versus Victor?
I guess Forbidden Requiem just outplayed the Lissandra by a lot. Amumu tried to help out Number 1 in the mid lane, but Forbidden Requiem just played it perfectly. He warded it out extensively. He knew that he wasn't in trouble. He had wards all around him, knowing that he will be the ideal target of focus. He played it safe, and it paid off at the end of the day. If the Victor manages to stay alive. Meanwhile, good Kennen ultimate and Azonia's, but Kennen gets taken on low and out of the fight. Amumu being forced to ult just to save Kennen, and Amumu gets caught out by Javan's Cataclysm. A very good, well-fought team fight coming out of both teams kiting each other's damage, and they weren't able to use that combination of ultimates as we expected them to do. So that's actually the reason why Team LowElo actually come out ahead in that fight. They kited beautifully around all that damage, and Amumu was just forced to just ult defensively to save Kennen, but he still was taken out. So that Amumu's ultimate was pretty worthless at that point of time. And you got to know that Team LowElo is already so far behind in gold, and they cannot be affording to fight under the tower of Team LowEloHangout.
Yeah, so this Lissandra pickup is definitely not favoring Nox right now. She's 151. I don't mean to bash on her, but she is 151. Braum is 054. I was actually expecting Braum and Lucian to work out really perfectly with those passive procs, but it didn't, and Braum is 05 now. Yamumu is 03. I'm not questioning his skill, but this particular game is just not in the favor of Nox Gaming right now, so I feel quite bad for them. Yeah, but other than that, on the enemy team, Panda and Pockets 328, he's been massively an integral part in these team fights, and he's done really well. He's also ganked really well. You actually see Worstlaw get bound up by a beautiful Shifu binding. It doesn't result in anything, but it still shows how much skill Shifu has. Shifu's just clearing out wards. He's actually got the upgraded lens, so he'll be clearing out wards a bit more. And yeah, Garbage is split pushing. This is what I was talking about. Garbage has started split pushing. So who do you think they'll have to send up top to contest it? They're actually sending up Kennen now, but do you think Kennen can actually focus or take him down? Or even defend
no,
against
Kennen
him?
will just defend his turret, but he cannot, go out of the turret and start 1v1ing the Hecarim. That's one of the advantages of a bruiser top as opposed to, an AP top. Where AP top does bring a little more to the table in team fights. The split pushing power will definitely go out in the favor of a bruiser such as Hecarim, as opposed to a Kennen at least.
Yeah, we actually see a dragon being started by Team LowEloHangout right now. Panda and Pocket has just started it, and he will be taking it down. So Panda and Pocket picks up the dragon for Team LowEloHangout, and we might be seeing a siege, but Hecarim's continuing his split pushing now. He's going to the bot lane. So with the movement speed that Hecarim has got, he can just keep moving from the top lane to the bot lane, and he has also got his teleport. But it's not up right now, but it will be up soon enough. So with all this much mobility around the map, and this much mobility around the map, Hecarim is definitely a force to reckon with. Does take some damage from Kranko. Kranko is actually going really aggressive on the Hecarim. The Hecarim is taking the culling to the backside, but Garbage actually just runs away while Pony trots away, and Seeker is hiding in a bush and on top of a ward. Okay, I don't know what Seeker's plan is, but he's just sitting in the bush. He's probably afraid of what might be in the next bush, but there is nothing there. And so there are pings down on bot lane. It's actually a defensive thing for some help at the bot lane tower. And Panda and Pocket, Synchro actually pops the ult, and Panda and Pocket looking to grab someone. He might be EQing over. No, he does not flag toss over, and it's back to passive playstyle. So yeah, so they're probably looking to just ward up now, trying to pick someone out. But Hecarim has continued split pushing. So this Hecarim pickup is definitely working out. So let's just go back to these items now. The Kennen, we actually saw Kennen picked up the Zhonya's earlier, and Lyssandra's actually gone for the Abyssal Scepter. Victor has his death cap completed. Do you think anyone can go against this Victor? I'm not talking about 1v1. Do you think they can even 2v1 the Victor right now?
The Victor is just so far ahead at this point, 605, 200 farm in 25 minutes, that they just have to, have him CC the entire time. Team Nox actually have the tools to, despite the fed Victor, they could just CC him the entire time and kill him off. But the way Forbidden Requiem is playing on that Victor, it's been spectacular up till this point. Like I mentioned, he had the entire map warded out. Even Panda and Pocket put a lot of wards out in the mid lane to help out the Victor against Amumu gangs. And yeah, so Victor, Forbidden Requiem is actually playing beautifully around all that CC, and he's a challenger player for a reason, DJ Ram, and this is exactly why. If it was any other normal Victor player, he'd have been ganked. He'd have been gank killed at least like 3-4 times in the lane when they had a Lysandra Amumu combo.
Yeah, so we actually saw the Lysandra just pop down a Frozen Tomb. So Shifu lands a beautiful binding onto Lysandra before, and landed a beautiful binding onto Lysandra before, and she had to pop the Frozen Tomb immediately. That's how scared she was for her life. So if she's gonna have to pop those Frozen Tombs defensively, I don't see any winning team fights for Nox right now. So I am really disheartened by this Lysandra pickup. I mean, she number one's high, like extremely skilled player, but I'm just disheartened by this Lysandra pickup. It's just not working for them. Of course, they can still try something. We might see Synchro going down, but Lucian accidentally puts his culling on the wrong side. Number one will go down. He does not have the Frozen Tone this time to save himself. He actually did have the Frozen Tone, but he didn't. He decided not to pop it. Lizard and Kennen both go down. Worslol is in the middle of 4 people. He does not manage to take down anyone. There's beautiful kiting, and Worslol goes down to Synchro. This is what you're talking about, Todd. The kiting that's coming out of Team LowEloHangout. You're quite right about how skilled they are right now. So, do you think this game is just drawing to a close?
It might as well be, because despite them having the tools to shut down Team LowEloHangout, the way they are playing is just pretty perfect. And I have to mention, DJ Ram, that the severe pick works really well against such an AoE based comp such as Kennen, Mumu and Lissandra, because they have to move in range to land all that AoE combo. When Severe pops her ult, she'll actually give her team all that movement speed required to dodge out of all that AoE, and at least out of the range of all that AoE and catch ups. So basically, yeah, the Severe would be the best AD carry pickup they could possibly think of against such an AoE composition.
Yeah, she pretty much complements the Hecarim's movement speed, doesn't she? She gives him extra damage too, because his damage props with his movement speed. So you're quite right about that. We also see that the Jarvan has picked up the Locket of the Iron Solari. So do you think at this stage that's even necessary for them?
Why not? Most of the damage is all AP AoE, and Jarvan could just activate his locket whenever both these ultimates are procced at the same instant, if at all they face such a scenario. But as you can see, Seeker is actually doesn't know what to do.
Just pick up the red buff over there from
taking
Victor.
A bunch of damage from garbage on that Hecarim. He's 1v2ing at this point, but Hecarim is taken low. Forbidden Requiem gets caught out by Lissandra. His ultimate does a ton of damage, but it will not be enough as Panda and Pocket just dunks over the Lissandra, and Lissandra will go down. Shifu joins in the fight. Worslol joins in the fight late as well, and Amumu has no ultimate at this point, as Kranko will get comboed and finished off by Synchro. Amumu's ult does come at the last second, but it will not help him at all, as Hecarim just teleports the second time into the fight and cleans him up, and that's an ace for just 2 deaths. And this should be a Baron pickup as well for Team LowEloHangout, and I do not see Team Nox coming back after all this, DJ Ram.
Yeah, we do have to keep in mind those 2 deaths were one was on the mid laner, which is really, really good because he nearly had a perfect game for himself. He was 6-0-11, and now he's 7-1-11, so he didn't want to die, but sadly he had to. And yeah, at this point, yeah, the other kill was on Shifu, who is a support. So 2 people going down for LowEloHangout, the mid laner and the support for all 5 from Nox. As you said, Todd, I don't see Nox coming back. If anything, this is LowEloHangout's game to lose, and I don't think they're gonna lose today. They're not even thinking about it. They're not afraid. You could actually see how hard Forbidden Requiem was going near that red buff. He did not care. He went really, really hard. He was like, okay, even if I go down, we have Synchro, we've got garbage teleporting in, so we don't have to worry about anything. But still, there are still chances for Nox to come back, but that's only if LowEloHangout decides to throw, and I don't see them throwing anytime soon. They've been playing flawlessly. A couple of mistakes here and there, but nothing big, and they've done really, really well. We actually see Synchro popping his ult. Panda and Pocket might be ulting in. He ults into on Lizard, so the Cataclysm is out, and Lizard will be the first one to go down. First casualty of the fight goes to Garbage. Yeah, so Garbage is just a beast. He is 919 along with his Victor, who's 711. His counterpart is 452 on the Kennen. The Lissandra is having a really, really bad day, 172. We actually see a siege up on the mid tower. Worslol takes a binding to the face, and then he also gets stunned up by Victor's stun. And yeah, so the tower nearly goes down. It's less than half health. The game is definitely drawing to a close. They're not even turtling. Panda pocket, just placing some aggressive walls over the wall, and we will see the mid tower go down. We see an aggressive fight. Seeker is just trying to ult. We see Amumu's ult going down. Amumu does go down. Seeker, Zonya's out. Kranko might be the next casualty. Actually, Kenan is the next casualty, and Kranko can't even fight garbage under the tower. Lizard goes down. He just came back into the fight, and then he went down immediately. Number one is the only one up. I think the game is over right here and now. What do you think, Todd?
It should be. They are going on to the Nexus turrets. They do have the empowered minions thanks to the Baron buff. Lissandra is gonna have to put up a godlike defense if he wants to postpone the
Just
game.
get bursted down.
Never mind. The game is GG in 32 minutes. Excellent performance from Team LowEloHangout as they actually beat a very on paper a great composition coming out of Nox. They just kited beautifully around it with that Sivir, with that Hecarim, and Forbidden Requiem was just playing that Victor perfectly, staying out of all that catch-up danger. And well played, Team LowEloHangout. Much deserved victory.
This does mean that LowEloHangout will be going to the playoffs, and I don't think Nox will be, so sad for them, but congratulations to LowEloHangout. They've done really, really well. But stay tuned, folks. We do have other games coming in today. This was DJ Ram and Todd and IMLIMZ, who sadly had a disconnection, casting for you, and we will be casting for you again for the next upcoming games. Thanks, guys, for watching. Stay tuned.